Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. The double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is You Can Look Black or White and Still Be an Israelite, right? And basically, that the title says what it says. You can look black or white and still be an Israelite. Predominantly, right? You would think that the Israelites are, black, right? But because of, slavery and different things that has taken place in this current world, right, ruled by Esau, even the so-called white man, we have Israelites that actually look white too, right? And the thing is, Esau pushed that black and white thing out there, right? Because it's not about color. And that's why I titled it, You Can Look Black or White and Still Be an Israelite. Okay, because the seed of Israel is determined by the fathers, right? Whoever your father is, and your father is not, and your father could go back to not the father you see, but your father's fathers and your father's fathers' fathers, So, and a lot of times people look white, but their father's fathers is black, okay? So, anyway, this is Numbers 1:17. It says, And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls, right? So you're determined by who your father is, right? Of course, a man and woman have sex, but the seed is in the man, right? The seed is in the man's, nutsack, right? And he puts that seed into a woman, right? And then, the seed goes to the egg is fertilized and whatnot, and the woman holds the child that was given from the man, and then she gives birth. So whatever your father is, that's who you are, because you came from your father. You was just formed in the womb of a woman. Okay, so I went on Chat GPT, and I asked it, because I was just laying on my bed, and I thought about something going to, and the thought came to me, regarding people being black or white, because in these last days, things are increasing. People are trying to figure out what's going on, right? More people are looking, and no one should be discouraged from trying to attempt to approach brothers, ask questions in sincerity, whether you look black or white, just to see what's going on, right? Because we are prophets to the world, and we let you know these things. So anyway, I asked ChatGPT, whatever I asked it. I said people who look white but actually have black fathers, right? And you have to use these terms with technology we have, because this is how Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who's an actual Edomite, pursuant to the scriptures, has made things to be in the world, right? So anyway, I asked it some, that question, and it gave me a list of names, and I kind of just searched some of them up to show you that you can, look a certain way but actually be an Israelite. Okay, so this first guy I got here is Pete Wentz. I might mispronounce some names, all right, but the point is there, and your spirit will be lifted. This is Pete Hentz. He's a bassist of, he plays the bass, whatever, for Fall Out Boy. Okay, it says father is Peter Wentz, the second African American Jamaican. It says appearance: many people assume Pete is white due to his light complexion and straight hair. It says, quote, He's acknowledged his mixed race identity and his father's heritage in interviews, right? So he has acknowledged that he's, a so-called black man, right? And the black man today are the Israelites predominantly. Predominantly the Israelites are black, right? But this guy here is the Israelite also, right? Which will be in the kingdom, which is everlasting kingdom, right? Which will be forever and ever. All right, we have Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller, it says actor, or profession is actor. It says father Wentworth, and mind you, I didn't I double checked one of them. So this is what ChatGPT gave me, and usually they take this information from the World Wide Web, so it's most likely accurate. All right, but like I said, the point is there. So Wentworth Miller, profession actor, father Wentworth E. Miller II, African American, Jamaican, German, and English descent, says appearance white passing. Many fans were surprised to learn he is biracial. It says, quote, my father is black and my mother is white. I'm not half anything. So that's what the guy said here. Oh, and then I had to, this chat GPT thing, I had to like really tell it what I wanted. I had to tell it like, it was telling me things and I said, okay, yeah, but only show me those who have black fathers, right? And then it starts still showing me other things like, this is not what you asked for, but this might be worth noting. So that's how that Esau doesn't have this thing under control. But Slack here, back to where I was at. Okay. All right, we got Blake Michael or Mitchell. It says perfection, actor. We have father Marvin Michael, African American. It says appearance, often appears white or racially ambiguous. It says background not widely known, but has acknowledged his mixed race heritage. Right. So there you go. Right. And the scriptures say, and I'll grab this real quick. Because this goes for people who look white too. This is Isaiah 1 and 3. It says the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people do not consider. Now, how much more so those of us who look light skinned, right? Who look more white, and is in the world where white, is predominantly ruling, of course, and and all of that. And then you see this uprising of people pursuant to Ezekiel 37, proclaiming that they're Israelites, right? Majority of them look black. Well, predominantly black. Then you got, the Mexicans, Ixachar, and things like that. But then you have someone that look completely white, and is, kind of like, damn. But you hear the song, the new song being sung, and you're like, damn. So hey, don't be discouraged, because you could be an Israelite. You can figure out, and even you just listening to the word, right? Because the word can resonate with you. Let me grab this other one. Psalms. There's Psalms 147. Let me see. Right. So this is Psalm 147. It says he showed Psalms 147 and 19. It says he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his commandments unto Israel. It says he have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise you, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? So this word was only given to the Israelites. And only the Israelites can receive the word and actually do the word, and repent and turn back, even though we have some of our people that are considered 2/3, right, and will not hearken to the word, right? But they love listening, come around, telling individuals they're doing a great job or whatnot. But anyway, so, you have to consider, and don't be afraid to approach and be sincere. Ask some questions, see what the brothers are talking about, the prophets, right, and get some understanding of what's happening in these last days. All right, so this is Derek Jeter. Says former MLB player, father Sanderson Charles Jeter. All right, African American. It says appearance. While many recognize Jeter as biracial, his features are sometimes seen as white passing or racially ambiguous, especially early in his career. Public identity. It says he embraces his black heritage openly. Okay. All right. So then we got they wanted to go. I asked it to go into like historical people. We got Anatole Boyard. here. It says profession, literary critic, editor, right? Essayist. Okay. It says Father Paul Anatole Boyard, African American of Creole heritage. It says appearance very light skinned, appeared white, and chose to live his adult life as a white man. All right. Background grew up in a black Creole family in New Orleans, but later passed as white in New York to access broader professional opportunities. Right, right. Like I was going into the fact that, uh, some people, let me grab this one scripture about this Moses. All right, this is Hebrews 11 and 25. Matter of fact, Hebrews 11. Slack it. Let me go to it. All right, this is Hebrews 11 and 23. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. It says, esteeming the reproach of Yahweh greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Right. And some individuals are already in the camp that look so-called white that did this. They rather be with the men, right? They rather seek after the truth and proclaim the truth and then pretend to be white, mixed among these Edomites. Right? It's a good thing, It says right. Okay, so yeah, this guy Antelope, he said appearance very light skinned, appeared white, and chose to live his adult life. Okay, I read that part, and then it says legacy. His story was widely discussed, and his daughter's bliss, Broyard's Minyard, one drop. All right, now we got this dude Walter White. This is the dude I checked, background check. So this is like the 18th century. Let me see. Oh, matter of fact, where's this guy at? Okay, we got him right here. Now it's the same thing, okay? Yes, Walter Francis White. It says profession leader of the NAACP from 1931 to 1955. Let me see what this is talking about real quick. It says National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Yeah, so I mean, this dude had to be so-called black man, right? So Walter Francis White, leader of the NAACP from 1931 to 1955, says Father George W. White, African American, appearance blonde hair, blue eyes, entirely white passing. Identity, he chose to identify and live as a black man, though he could have easily passed as a white man. Says, quote, I am Negro, my skin is white, my eyes are blue, my hair is blonde. The traits of my race are nowhere visible upon me. There you go. It's Hosea 7 and 8. Says, Ephraim have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cape not turned, right? And all of Israel has mixed himself upon with the people, because of slavery and things like that. And even now, willingly, where you have tear babies, right? A lot of women go out there and make these tear babies, right? Because the lies that Esau Edom has pushed out, you know. But a man can, go with a white woman, and the baby will be actual Israelite because the seed is depicted of the fathers. All right, the man carries the seed. So a cake unturned. Let's see what it looks like. Cake unturned right there. So you got a pancake. One side is dark, one side is white. So the dark side is cooking. So if the cake is unturned, the white side is there. So it's light skin. That's a cake unturned. It says Hosea 7:8. A cake not turned is a metaphor describing the spiritual condition of the northern kingdom of Israel, especially Ephraim. It signifies a state of being partially influenced by Yahweh, but also partially influenced by the world, leading to an uneven and incomplete spiritual development, much like a cake burnt on one side and raw on the other. It says, according to Bible commentary, the analogy highlights the consequences of spiritual compromise and the need for a wholehearted, committed to Yahweh. Okay, so you got the picture, cake unturned, just light skin. This is Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. So a speckled bird is basically a bird of many colors, right? And we're all shades of brown here in these last days. All right, because of everything we went through. But Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua still knows us. He still loves us. And he's going to come in and redeem us and get us elect and also punish the 2/3. So it doesn't matter if you're black or white, you still can be an Israelite. All right, this is Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua thy power. The Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt." Right, and the same thing is taking place now. Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua loves us. He's still going to choose Israel in these last days and redeem us redeem us from our oppression. Right, so you can look black or white and still be an Israelite. Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. Shalom to the whole elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.